Hey guys, Steph with Supreme CCU here, coming back at you with another video with Ray. I know the last video that we posted, he was showing you some older cards that he had acquired. And I think it was Urza's Saga Revised 4th and 5th edition. And, we usually show new openings, stuff like that, but we kind of wanted to do something different this time. We know that there's a lot of interest in some older cards, so we kind of wanted to show them off. So Ray and I are just basically going to have a discussion here, and we're inviting you to tag along. So Ray, how did you acquire these cards?
So I got the sets from a guy at work. He was big into collecting Magic in the mid to late 90s. I got 40,000 cards from him for a really good deal. He sold all the expensive cards about 10 years ago. But prices have changed since then. like a lot.
So the less expensive cards are now the expensive cards.
Yeah, so you're not going to find, I'm not going to be showing you any dual lands or Gaia's Cradles, because he sold those. They're gone. Which is fine, because when he sold his stuff, like a lot of cards that are, $20 now were worth like $2 or $3 in, and he didn't touch them. So I'm fine not having, a couple of $200-$300 cards in exchange for having 47 copies, and this is not a joke, 47 copies of a $20 card.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty okay with the deal that I got. Don't get me wrong, I get excited when I find like an expensive card or what I thought was an expensive card, because I had to learn how to sort all these, because old Magic cards don't have set symbols.
What was it? What were you telling me about? Like, some of them is like you look at the border. Some of them it's like the space between the illustrator, like stuff like that.
Yeah, see, like right here on this card, the difference between a revised and a unlimited card is literally just the the space between this and the bottom border right there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the only, there's that, and then there's like a double thing. I had I did get an example, because there were about 6 unlimited cards that I was able to pull out. So that was pretty cool. I don't know what I did with them. I think I mixed them back in with the revised cards. I hope I didn't, but they're somewhere. When you have 40,000 cards, it's easy to misplace 6.
Right.
I did get excited. I thought I saw a Nicobolus. This is before I learned all the differences between cards. Turns out it was a Chronicles Nicobolus, so it was worth $3 and not $300. So that was kind of I was kind of disappointed by that, but
still cool at the same time.
Yeah, it was still cool. Like, once I finally learned how to sort everything, and once you finally get into set symbols, it's so much easier. So much easier. Because like 4th and 5th edition, all they have is dates. So like 95 is 4th edition, 97 is 5th edition.
Okay. So what are the years that you have?
I have from Revised, which was 94, all the way to Urza's Destiny in 99.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I'll go through and show everybody all the sets that I got. I'll name them all and show the ones I pulled and
the boxes.
Yeah.
And then you want to show off these guys singularly.
Yeah. So I didn't know that people liked seeing the stuff that people pulled out of sets. So these have already been listed, and a lot of the lightly played stuff is sold. That's why there's like 2 there, because I already sold the other 80. Revised is probably one of the smallest amounts that I have. And then I think Urza's Saga and Tempest I have the most of, which I have like 6,000 or 7,000 of each one. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll show you guys like the sets as a whole, and then we'll come back and show you each one of these cards singularly, you know, so you can get a look at them. Okay, we'll be right back.
All right, guys. So this is all of the bulk. All of the bulk. Everything worth less than $1, right there. Like, almost all those boxes are full. I think the top one has like 2 empty rows. Each one of those is a 5,000 count box. So it took a while. So here, this is where I have all the stuff that I've already pulled out that is sorted, and there used to be more. This whole row used to be full of cards. I've already sold that many of them. Most of them are not, if it's moderately or heavily played and it's not a numbered edition, like, you know, 4th edition, 5th edition, the moderately and heavily played aren't listed. So I'll just show you the sets that I got. So I got revised, 4th edition, 5th edition, a couple of 6th edition, like almost, like very few. Alliances, Antiquities, Exodus, Fallen Empires, nobody cares about, Homelands, nobody cares about, Ice Age, Mirage, that's not from Modern Horizons, that's not from that. That's just stuff that I just pulled from the new sets, and I just stuck it in here because it was already listed. So we got Stronghold, Tempest, the Dark, Torment. There was only a couple of the Dark and a couple of Torments. Urza's Destiny, and then we have Urza's Legacy and Urza's Saga. And then I still have yet to sort the Visions and the Weatherlight. Those are the only 2 sets I have left to sort.
So with 40,000 cards and, you know, like all these sets, all these years, you know, like that kind of thing. I mean, that's a lot of cards to go through. That's a lot of different sets to know what belongs to what. How did you learn, you know, how to sort them?
So most Magic sets are really easy to identify just because of the set symbol. But the really old cards, which is like quite a few of the ones that I have, it is a pain. I had to use something called the Magic the Gathering Forensic Identification Flowchart.
Dang.
Yeah, it's I found it on Google, and it's a train wreck. It really is. It's a train wreck, and just like, I mean, I have a copy I can show you. She'll put it on screen for you. But
he's showing me off camera.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's like an org chart gone crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And there was some other stuff that I found too that helped out. But it took me a while to figure out how to identify the really early cards. But I got the hang of it.
Yeah. After 40,000, you know.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's get then into the gravy of this video, what you guys like really want to see, and, you know, stop listening to us ramble on. So I have 3 stacks of cards in front of me. What differentiates each one?
So these are cards that I've already conditioned, which I also had to learn how to do. Because going from being a collector, because as a collector, you know, I only got near mint cards, but people who are playing don't necessarily care if they're near mint as long as they go in their deck and they're a reasonable price. So I had to learn how to condition cards, and that's what this is. I have some lightly played cards, I have some moderately played cards, and some heavily played cards. The differences in the stacks, it actually changes as we get further and further in these sets. The only one that stays the smallest is the near mint cards. That's always the smallest because he didn't have a lot of there weren't many card sleeves back then. There were binders, but they were top loading binders and they didn't really protect cards that well.
Right, and when they're in your hand and you're playing them, they're not in sleeves.
Yeah, and also, like, he would put, like, 10 of the same card in a sleeve, in a single sleeve in a binder.
But that's just what you did back then, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, my knowledge of Magic is pretty limited at this point, though I know a lot more than I did a few months ago. Because I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh guy. I played a little bit of Magic in the early 2000s, but it wasn't a lot. I was like I said, I was mostly into Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, so let's go through these cards real quick, and next time we'll skip all the crap you don't want to hear, and I will just get straight into showing you the different cards I got in each set.
Alright, so I guess we'll start with the lightly played, since there is no near mint, right?
No, there were 0 near mint revised cards.
Got it.
Even when I sorted them, there were 0. Yeah, so this is what's left. So this is what's left of the lightly played cards. There weren't a lot of them to begin with. Like I said, most of them were moderately or heavily played. So I got an Instill Energy and a Sedge Troll. That's what's left. The lightly played ones went really quick, which honestly it kind of surprised me. As a collector of cards, I expected nothing except for the near mints to go. So for the moderately played, I'll go through these at a reasonable pace. When I get to the heavily played, if I've already shown it, I'm not gonna say it again. So we got Animate Dead, Basalt Monolith, Blessing, Clone, quite a few Dark Rituals, Dark Pact, Demonic Attorney, Demonic Horde, Eye for an Eye, Glasses of Urza. I also have a Damaged Demonic Tutor, which I showed on the video the other day. We got a Goblin King, Howling Mine, Island Sanctuary, Jam Day Tone? I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Yeah, don't ask me. I butcher the names of cards all the time.
Cormus Bell, Library of Lang, Llanowar Elves, Mana Short, Ornithopter, a couple of Red Elemental Blasts, Sacrifice, Sunglasses of Urza, Titania's Song, and Verduran Enchantress.
It's funny to see how different, like from opening new Magic cards to seeing these like 30-year-old Magic cards. I know I talk a lot about in my videos, like the art, and how the art has changed so much.
A lot of people really, really like the old art style.
Oh yeah, I mean, I like it.
I don't. I like the new stuff.
I guess it's more nostalgic,
that's
for me.
For me, I feel like that's what most of the people see. It's nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because I feel that way about like older Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like I see an older Yu-Gi-Oh card, even with a newer printing, and I love the old art style on it.
Yeah.
Just because that's what I saw when I was young.
Yeah.
Now I'm old and. So the heavily played cards, like I said, I'm not gonna go through each one unless. So we got a heavily played Birds of Paradise, Counterspell. Those were played to death. Elvish Archers, A Force of Nature, Granite Gargoyle, Hercule's Recall, Hypnotic Spectre. Some more Instill Energies, Lightning Bolts. Those are pretty popular, surprisingly.
Yeah. What do they do?
They just deal damage to one target, three damage to one target, but it's only for 1 mana, so I'm guessing that's why.
Oh.
A lot of these cards I think are on the reserve list, which means they can't reprint them.
Now, are any of these cards like banned or anything like that, or?
It depends on what you're playing. Like you can't play any of these in modern or standard.
Okay.
I don't think like I want to say modern is nothing before 8th edition, but I'm not positive because I'm still pretty new.
Right.
But I think like I want to say it's called Legacy. I think you can play all these older cards, which there are still banned cards. I think most of the Power 9 cards are banned.
Gotcha.
Those are ridiculously expensive cards. Mahamoti Jin. We got a Mana Flare, a Mana Short, Nevinrol's Disc, a Nightmare, a Northern Paladin. We got a Sacrifice, some Savannah Lions, a Sengir Vampire, Sarah Angel, Smoke, a couple of Swords to Plowshares, and a Wrath of God. That was a pretty like that. I had a lightly played version of that sold almost immediately.
Wow.
I have a couple. I can't remember if they are 3rd edition or not. Let me double check.
Oh, he's bringing out a surprise. You guys are special.
Well, I'm not sure if they're 3rd edition or not. I'm just double checking because there's some cards. Yeah. So I also got a couple of these.
Now, are these are revised?
Yeah, these are revised. Well, that one's not. These two are revised.
Now, are those older than these or same age?
No, these are the same age. These are the only difference is there's nothing wrong with these cards. I mean, I'm not sure. I have to look at it and condition them, but these aren't listed on TCG Player because of, well.
Oh.
Yeah, crosses and crusades and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And then there's a crusade you can't they don't have listed, and then these aren't 3rd edition, but like I got a whole bunch of these because I didn't know. Apparently that's a derogatory term.
Oh, are we gonna get canceled for having this in our video?
Right. I didn't even know that was a derogatory term. I'd never heard that before. Looking up. Trying to find out why it wasn't on TCG Player.
Wow.
So yeah, so I do. Yeah, so I have a couple of Crusade cards also that aren't listed. I'll probably list them on my website at some point. They're just not listed yet. So, but yeah, that's all these. You heard all the sets that I have earlier. If somebody has a preference on which one they'd like to see next. Let us know in the comments. If not, then I'll just go through them in the order that I have them in my little bin over here.
Yeah, we know that, everybody kind of does have their preference. I mean, talking about, nostalgia. If you used to play these cards and, maybe, had to sell them off, or, you just, they got lost in moving from, house to house or whatever, and you're seeing these cards, you're like, oh my God, like I haven't seen that in forever. If you had a favorite, let us know. If we have it, we'll try to, get it on camera for you and bring back some memories.
So all these cards, none of these cards are listed on our website because I started listing these before I had a website. So any of these cards you want, at least the revised cards, there'll be other cards that are on our website, but none of the revised cards are on my website. They're all on TCG Player. Just look for Supreme CCU. And if there's something here that you wanted, just you can just get right off of there. Just a couple of clicks and it's yours. Mm-hmm. We usually ship out the same day, and it's usually 3 to 4 days with the mail. If you want to see more stuff like this, like or comment or subscribe to the channel. Anyone works.
Yeah, and like Ray did say, like we do have a website now too. So I know I mention it in every video. If you go to supremeccu.com, there are tons of cards and other product on there that you might be interested in as well. Like he said, these guys are exclusively on tcgplayer, you know, sold under Supreme CCU. But we do have other stuff on our website, so supremeccu.com. And we will be, you know, watching your comments and likes and, you know, figure out what we're going to bring to you guys next time. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great time, and we'll see you later.
Yep, thanks.